Sony logo alone takes 15 seconds, then it morphs into a 19-second Columbia logo, and I didn't even think the Columbia label existed anymore. Point is, 34 seconds for 2 logos for the same company is too much, and everyone knows it and is sick of this shit. Look, I realize this is a laid-back tropical paradise and everything, but shouldn't this kid be somewhat supervised? I mean, this is a beach that has to be known for its shark population, right? No adults are even in sight. Kid's X-ray vision allows him to see the floating helmet that's hidden by a rock. This GoPro has perfectly edited footage in order to properly freak this kid out. Come on, movie, her phone is clearly visible right there. Using visual tricks like this to try and make Instagram cinematic is some bullshit.
You in the beach?
Even though this picture says Mom 1991, dumbass driver asks this dumbass question. Jesus Christ, this movie overwraps.
Not too many gringos here.
That's gringest.
She's not coming.
Way too much of this plot is relying on this stupid fucking friend getting slammered on tequila the night before. Also, why is Nancy figuring this out now? This is a secret fucking beach that's way the fuck out in the middle of nowhere, but she just planned on meeting Anna out here at some point? Why not wait on her and go together?
The girl we left back at the hotel? I know she smelled like Don Julio and bad choices.
Ladies and gentlemen, the screenwriter. These text messages are going through instantaneously, even though Nancy's out in the heart of fucking darkness and should have very little reception.
I am reliable.
Soy confiable.
Movie glosses over the ability of this driver to speak pretty perfect English until it's convenient to add a translation gag.
What is this beach called? You're not gonna tell me. Cool.
Hey, so how did you ask for a ride to a beach you don't know the name of? What did you say to this guy back at the hotel to get him to take you here, with you not even knowing where you were going?
Is this the one?
See.
How many other secret beaches are there? The f***? She knew the beach by sight, but not by name, and yet was still able to describe it to him to get her here, even though she's never been here? This movie is f***ing with me hardcore early on. This girl simply has not enough information about this place to get here, and also has too much information about this place. This is a shark attack movie, and I'm already angry, not even 6 minutes in.
This is paradise.
Perfect.
And nothing bad will ever happen here. Cut and print. You know, there are a lot of things that bother me about this movie, but nothing is worse than those stupid f***ing earrings that somehow become important to the plot later.
Please, I
No,
insist.
we were going the same way. I live close by.
Is Carlos a professional driver, or does he work at the hotel and for some reason was knocking off work at 1:30 p.m.? Or is he just a random dude that Nancy hit up for a secret beach ride?
I mean, I was in medical school, but we didn't have Spanish there.
Cheap excuse for expositional dialogue on Nancy's medical background is cheap.
How you getting out from here?
Uber.
Okay, either she's joking and she has no plan for a ride out of here, potentially because she knows sharks will attack her and change her plans, or she actually thinks Uber will pick her up here, which makes her just stupid enough to maybe deserve a good shark attack to snap her back to reality. Carlos is obviously employed as a professional woodworker, oil changer, metal collector, and tarp salesman. We interrupt this shark movie to bring you an Urban Outfitters commercial. Wait, she labels the bag that has the f***ing sunscreen? It's a clear bag with 3 containers that obviously indicate their sunscreen. Dear movie, you cannot get me to fall for the standard hot girl disrobing behavior. Holy sh**. Also, given the way half-naked Nancy's working this board, I'm confused as to whether I'm watching surf porn or actual porn. Yep, definitely only want to zip up that wetsuit to maximum cleavage level, since it serves no other purpose. In case you're wondering, yes, the following 60 minutes will consist of lingering shots of Blake's lively lady lumps. Goddamn, this wave is perfect storm levels of huge after the super tepid-looking beach we first saw. The director, realizing how thin the premise was for this movie, relied heavily on slow motion to make sure this f***er was feature-length. Say, how many cuts do you think we need for her diving under this wave and paddling after? Is it 5? Because it's 5, even if you don't think it should be 5.
I don't understand. I'm sorry.
He's saying that it's hard to paddle against the current.
One of the very few surfers that know about this secret Mexican beach happens to also speak perfect English.
You American?
Sí, American.
I'm sure surfers are a pretty chill bunch overall, but Nancy's in the middle of f***ing nowhere, by herself, out on open water, disclosing personal information to 2 strange men. Hasn't she ever seen 48 Hours? This is like how all of them start.
It's only one tide a day, and when the tide gets low, it becomes an island.
Foreshouting.
I think I'll be all right.
This is almost a reverse roll credits mixed with the dun-dun-dun. Punto de ruptura. These f***ers skip that wave she's surfing, so how the hell can they see what she's doing, since that wave should absolutely be blocking their view? Jesus, dude, this is a big f***ing beach for only 3 people, but you gotta surf your surfing right on top of Serena Vanderwoods in here? Nancy wouldn't hang with the guys before because she thought they might be creepy, but now that they've seen each other's surfs, they're all buddy-buddy. This is what would happen if you scored Blue Crush with Darude's Sandstorm. This is a borderline iconic shot, and I'm tempted to take a sin away. But then I think, where are all the f***ing waves that were so super gnarly like 3 seconds ago? Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Guess it's time to head back and grab some margaritas with Anna, who probably has drunk off her hangover by this point. The director said, hey, let's have you eat an apple after showing off your badass surfing skills, because apples are portable food one might eat on the beach, and also we weren't sure how to make the shark look like an asshole and then have him attack you. Nancy has her phone pictures sorted to conveniently show us the progression of her mother's story. Holy shit, this director has never seen an extreme close-up that hasn't caused a spontaneous erection.
Short crop?
Not only does Nancy get cell reception on this incredibly remote island paradise, she can stream discount FaceTime perfectly. I mean, look, she's only got 2 f***ing bars showing.
Does
Does that mean you're alone? That's how you wind up on Nancy Grace, okay?
Short crop would be excellent at CinemaSins. Also, short crop.
What do you want me to say?
Well, say you're coming back, say you're not dropping out of med school after all this time.
Oh my god, this movie is heaping exposition onto this character that needs very little. You're a shark movie. Feel free to shark at any time.
Don't do that. Don't make this about her.
What else would it be about?
I don't know. Sharks? You know, there's a limited amount of beach area here. Where did those assholes with the GoPro go? They're not out in the water, and it's clear from this shot that no one else is overhearing the obvious backstory conversation with Pops. It's becoming more and more apparent that we would have been having a much better time watching a movie about Anna's shenanigans on this trip.
We're late. Let's go in.
I'm gonna catch one last one.
Main character wants one last score cliche. One of many pseudo-tense fake-outs that occur within 15 minutes of this movie. Ah, sudden CGI dolphin. Hey, that looks a hell of a lot like a giant whale carcass. Gotta go explore that. Seriously, what the sh**? Presumably they've all been surfing next to this extremely visible whale corpse for several hours, but she's just now noticing it. I honestly can't tell if this shot of a shark chasing her in the wave she's surfing is cool or lame. I'm gonna sin it just in case, but I have the sneaking suspicion that this shot is actually cool. Shark is more interested in being a mischievous dick than being an actual predator. I know it's the main plot of the movie and all, but Nancy survives this. Okay, she's just been bitten and dragged under by the shark, but look at the amount of blood on display here. This is blood loss enough to cause death, and yet she pulls through. I mean, this shot suggests she lost all her blood and someone spilled cheer wine in the ocean by the gallon. Even though her wound is still wounding, the water goes from absurdly red to perfectly clear in just a few quick frames.
Please help me!
And that's why you always leave a note. Damn, this movie's done such a good job at establishing position that I'm even more confused as to why nobody noticed the enormous whale carcass right next to them while they were surfing. Wow, it's like everything the surfer dude told her about earlier is getting in on the action. If only he'd mentioned there are also sharks. I'll take things I did not need to see for 800, Alex. Nancy is spilling copious amounts of blood into the water that is only inches away from her, yet this dickhead shark who exploded a dead whale to get to her is running an errand or something while she stitches herself up. Luckily, Mexico has their own version of a Bruce Almighty moon in order for this scene to be properly lit. Yeah, you're gonna want to go ahead and just cut that off.
There we go.
Nancy always travels with incredibly sharp jewelry for an occasion just like this. God damn, this movie's cheeky gadget displayed cheekiness. It's like a Hallmark movie with a real Hollywood budget. Nancy perfectly sums up the last hour of this movie. Also, dear Hollywood, we do not need to see people puking to get the point. Come the f*** on. Nancy's magic surfboard's gonna stay right in place throughout an entire tide change?
He's still out there.
Well, it's a movie and he's a shark, so yes? I realize Nancy's desperate here, but what does she expect to happen if she gets to the magic surfboard? She was on it when the shark first attacked, so it's clear Mr. Shark don't give a f*** about surfboards, magic or not. Why is Nancy still pouring blood when she's in the water? The wound was barely bleeding a few minutes ago. Sure, she's using her leg more, but this is more blood than when the folks of Amity were chumming for Jaws. A gravely injured Nancy once again outswims the large aquatic predator to get to safety. I wonder if this shark's gonna lose its shark card when it gets back to Shark Village. I'm starting to wonder if this movie's just a chance to see how many ways Blake Lively can painfully exclaim, "Sudden guy passed out or dead on the beach" cliche. Wait, what? Beach dude happens to wake up just as she's screaming at him, though he will end up being a drunk thief who won't help her, and this is just another red herring to pad the runtime. Yeah, he's pretty badly injured, but the bigger question is why can't this fucking shark finish anyone off? This drunk motherfucker somehow wriggled away and was able to drag the lower half of his body to shore. Movie wants to make me believe that this somehow sentient seagull is actually Nancy's spirit animal. Oblivious surfer dudes that again missed the giant fucking whale corpse yesterday are back again to hilariously walk past the man corpse that's lying on the beach torn in half.
Don't worry about it. There's small sharks here.
I want these dense motherfuckers to die so hard that I actually hope the shark eats them in slow motion. Even though it's obvious it's coming, shark jump scare still deserves a sit. GoPro guy also has a magic surfboard that's able to cause even more unnecessary jump scares. And yet, the water level on this rock island has changed very little over the last 20 hours or so. Dickhead shark finally decides to swim by to let us know he's still around. I mean, the thing's already eaten 3 humans and most of a whale. Does it really need any more food?
It's gonna hurt just for a second, and then you're gonna be okay.
An 80-minute movie has time for this.
32 seconds from the whale to the rock.
Incredible disappearing whale carcass comes back into play for the final act, even though we haven't seen that f***er since it was blowed up by Mr. Shark about 30 minutes ago. Also, the shark's only been doing this routine for a little while now, since he was previously swimming around the entire cove, hoping to jump scare people to death. Might be presumptuous to assume an accurate schedule with a small-ass sample size. Did he seriously just wait for her to turn around? Holy this shark loves drama. Nancy passes the time by watching some sick X Games auditions. In this angle, the shark is coming directly at the camera before killing random surfer dude, but the camera is somehow undamaged. Starting to think this movie's secretly just a long commercial for GoPro.
He's killed 3 other people since I got here.
What the f happened to the GoPro? It was recording perfect video and was untouched by the shark, but when Nancy uses it, the feed looks like an old camcorder with a malfunctioning tape.
Dad, I gotta get off this rock soon. But I want you to know I'm gonna fight, just like she taught us.
This moment is such a mixture of cheesy cliches that it should be called a cliché soufflé.
Oh, you're kidding me.
This is what the director should have said to the screenwriter when he first read this scene.
This is my head start.
Nancy makes a broad assumption that the shark doesn't like jellyfish because it wasn't a fan of the coral, and decides the best way to avoid certain shark death is to swim through a mass of probably also deadly jellyfish. The biggest sin here is this plan ends up working, even a little. After this attack, Shark once again pieces out until the script requests him to return.
Where are you?
Damn, I guess they used up the effects budget before the final act, since this shot looks so terrible it could have been used in Sharknado. I have no idea if a big shark could actually eat an entire metal buoy, but if it can, it shouldn't be susceptible to a gentle tap on the nose. What? That f***ing worked? Whatever, dead shark. Of course, the only one that can rescue Nancy is her driver from the beginning of the movie. Everyone else on this beach is a drunk thief or an incompetent millennial. None of these dumbasses think to turn Nancy on her side while she's aspirating on seawater. While Nancy lays there hallucinating, Carlos does jack to help her out, like transporting her to safety or getting her a bottle of water.
Ready to get wet, Dr. Adams?
Thanks to her sister's overemphasis on her new title, we now know that Nancy had time to fully recover from her injuries, re-enroll in medical school, complete her coursework, graduate, and reconcile with her family all within a year.
Nancy.
It's Dr. Adams now, asshole.
Let's go surfing, come on. Everybody's learning how. The weather outside is weather.
See, American!
You know I don't speak Spanish.
Up on this rock, I'll build my kingdom.
Focus, dude.
What'd you do with him? Motorboat? You play the motorboat? You motorboating son of a bitch.
Come on.
Wiggle your big toe.
There's a buoy, which I'm gonna try to swim to.
Those aren't buoys.
Dad, I gotta get off this rock soon. But I want you to know I'm gonna fight.
All right, here's the game. Whoever can hop the fastest out of these jellyfish wins.
Okay.
Rules.
Okay.
You can't touch the tentacles. Only the tops.
Something about tentacles. Got it. On your mark, get set.